Hi, this is Krista from The Dwelling Place. I have been thinking about the disciples lately. If you've seen many Bible stories or read them, you know that the disciples are often portrayed as not having a clue. And in John, there are several places that the Greek word for moron is used in describing what the disciples are. And I've often thought, well, they just don't know the whole story. I know the whole story. And so it's easier for me to understand what's going on. But for them, it was harder. And now I sort of understand in a deeper level what they must be going through in these stories, as I feel like we are all now a part of a story that we don't know what's going to happen. If you think about it, these disciples were passionate people. They gave up sometimes all they had, family, their livelihoods, to follow this man who they believed was going to lead them to God. On good days, he was a prophet, but on better days, it seemed like he was God. And he seemed like he might be taking over the world in a kingly fashion sometimes. And when it came the chance for Jesus to sort of express himself very kingly as he entered the town of Jerusalem, he does so not in the Prince Ali from Aladdin's version on an elephant with lots and lots of surrounding things. Instead, he does it on a lowly donkey. And not even his own donkey, but a borrowed donkey. And then instead of relishing the joy of all the praise and all the hosannas, or maybe even in kingly fashion, this joy of conquering a city, no. Jesus stops and weeps over the injustices of Jerusalem. Of this part of Scripture, Megan Resta writes, I wonder if we might be invited to stand next to Jesus and weep over our world that even now cannot see the things that make for peace. I have, under this video, there will be a link to Megan Resta's devotional that has this piece in it. And I would highly recommend you reading it. It highly affects how I am viewing this. I would say that Jesus is with us. And Jesus is weeping around the unknown that we feel in our future. We don't know when we'll see our family again in person. And we especially don't know when we will be able to see our loved ones who are on the inside again. And we sometimes don't even know when we might be able to talk to them again because of the finances. And Jesus weeps with us. We struggle to know when work will come back or be available to us, or when we'll even be able to leave the house to work again. And then that leads to knowing when we'll have money in our wallet or our bank accounts again. And Jesus is weeping with us. We sit in this unknown space with unknown futures, waiting and weeping, in hope some minutes, and despair others, and all the emotions in between. And Jesus is there with us, weeping over us. Just like the disciples, this year we are in the midst of the story, following a servant king. And right now, he's weeping with us as we sit and wonder what comes next.